Hey, Ashton here again with gentsscents. We're back with another fragrance review. Today we're going to be taking a look at a new release from the house of Yves Saint Laurent. It's the newest flanker to their very popular La Nuit de l'Homme line. There are a bunch of flankers in that line. This one is Eau Electrique. Now, I originally ordered this from Europe. I have a 2-ounce bottle that I got when it was very first released. I didn't do a review then. I've worn it a bunch since then. And this actually popped up on FragranceNet not very long ago, and I scooped up a 100 ml bottle and figured, let's go ahead and do a review. All right, guys, let's go ahead and hit this presentation. So the box looks like all your normal La Nuit de l'Homme boxes, other than right here. It says Eau Electrique. You have the size and concentration at the bottom. At the top, it just says YSL. Nothing doing on the side. On the back, you have the ingredients listed here, barcode there, and then on the bottom, you have your batch code punched into the box. Right here, it's actually quite difficult to make out, but there it is. The bottle looks really, really slick. I really like it. You have this nice gradient from black down to blue. Name of the fragrance here, Eau Electrique there. The cap does snap into place, so you can pick it up quite easily. The atomizer is really good, as you can see there. Then on the bottom, you have the sticker with batch code here. That is the presentation for La Nuit de l'Homme Eau Electrique. Initially, this does give off a really fresh kind of feel, almost like a shower gel kind of fresh. So that may turn some people off. Personally, it doesn't bother me. If you look this up online, it's actually gotten some really shitty reviews. People don't like it for whatever reason. It seems like it's really hip to hate this right now. If you go on FRAGRANTICA and look at it, the dislike bar is huge. It's not really gotten a whole lot of love. Part of me understands that, but it's really not as bad as most people are putting this out to be. The top notes on this are orange, lemon, and apple. So you would think that it's going to be really fresh off the top. As soon as you spray this on, it's going to remind you of a very popular fragrance. It's undeniably similar. It's definitely similar. And that fragrance is Versace Eros. So the main thing you get in that opening is the apple. The citrus, you don't really get very much of that at all. And the apple is like 85% similar to the apple note that's used in Eros. After that initial Eros blast, you can almost pick out some similarities back to the original La Nuit de l'Homme in the first 15 minutes or so, but that dies out pretty quickly. Honestly, this is not that similar to any of the other La Nuit de l'Homme releases. Like I said, it's much closer to Eros than any of the La Nuit de l'Homme flankers or the original. In the mid, you pick up lavender. There are some herbal nuances, but those are really kind of muted. There's also geranium, which gives a little bit of a rosy nuance, but also, again, that is muted. Tonka is going to be the main player there. It's basically an apple Tonka fragrance where you have lavender and, like I said, geranium, herbal nuances coming in. But those are the two dominant notes. Those are the two things that I pick up the most from this fragrance. Performance is not bad. It doesn't suck. It's in the 6 to 7 hour range. Projection is pretty good as well. It's not something that I would spray on crazy amounts, but it's also not something that's going to fill up a room. Just wear it as you would any fragrance that performs admirably, and you'll be fine. No lie, no exaggeration. This is one of my most complimented fragrances as far as new releases go, which really probably shouldn't be all that surprising because Versace Eros is known as being a really good club fragrance for pulling attention and pulling compliments from the ladies. So if this is similar to that, you would expect that it would perform there well, and it does. Now, I'm not saying this is a masterpiece because it's not. It's not hyper unique, obviously, if there are such strong similarities to another fragrance that's already really well known, but it's also not crap. This is not a fragrance that you spray it on and people are going to think that you smell bad. It doesn't suffer from really poor performance. It's really not that bad of a fragrance. It's definitely not as bad as the internet would have you believe. This is better suited for somebody that likes the smell of Eros. They like the feel that Eros puts off, but they want something that's basically taken that DNA, made it more refined, and made it more wearable for everyday use or for use in the office, just more usable in general, because Eros is a little more sickly sweet, a little more powerful, and can be overwhelming. So if you try to wear that in an office setting, it may be a little off-putting. If you try to wear that in a more casual setting, it may not work as well. This shines better in situations like that than Eros does, but it gives you a really similar kind of vibe. I know the easy thing to do would be to just say that this sucks, that I don't like it, that it's a failure, but I do like it. So it is what it is. It's an easier to wear, more refined version of Eros. It tones down the projection, it tones down that sweetness a little bit. It's not quite as in your face, it's easier to wear, like I've said. I enjoy it. It probably does skew middle age and younger just because it's still got a lot of that residual sweetness that Eros has, toned down, but it's still there. Season-wise, I think that you could pull this off spring through fall. You probably don't want to wear it in really high heat, and if it's really cold out, there are better options out there, but it is versatile. So I guess it's time for the rating. I am completely aware that this is not a hyper unique release. Like I've said, I am fully aware that this takes the Versace Eros DNA and tweaks it and messes around with it, just like Luna Rossa Carbon takes Dior Sauvage's DNA and tweaks it. I'm aware. But when I wear this, I have great success. Great success. People seem to really like it. I enjoy wearing it. I like the way it smells. It's not too powerful. It's not in your face. It does the job really well for what it does. So I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. And you can hate on me if you want. I understand, but I like it. And also the bottle looks really cool when you put it up on your shelf. That gradient, slick. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Tune in next time where we will either do a list or a review or something. If you have any suggestions, go ahead and leave those below. I did just pick up 212 Min Aqua, so if you're interested in a review of that, let me know and I'll go ahead and pump that one out here very shortly. Also should have Pineapple Vintage Beyond Noir coming out very shortly as well. Thank you again. I'll see you guys next time.